What's up guys, Nintendo Jab here, back with a brand new video, and today was pretty interesting because it was one of the first times that I've actually been able to find Pokemon cards in retail stores, literally in months. I've been looking pretty much every other month, well actually every month since the month of like January, and I basically have not found anything, whether it was GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, even smaller stores that usually carry like random Pokemon stuff like CVS or Walgreens. Everything has been sold out. You guys probably already know this if you buy Pokemon cards. The scalping situation has gotten absolutely crazy, but I think this whole situation has actually had a little bit of a negative effect on like the retail experience, and I kind of felt it firsthand today. So today I actually got pretty lucky. I went to my local Target just because I was in the area and I actually just needed to use the restroom. I wasn't planning on buying anything, but the restrooms are located next to like the card section, and as I was going to the restroom, I saw that they were actively restocking, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect! Like, I caught them during a restock. Maybe I can find, an ETB or a couple booster bundles or something that I've been looking for." So I go ahead, do my thing, go to the card section, and immediately I get confronted by an employee. I was just trying to get a little close enough that I could see what did they have. I've been specifically looking for, like everyone, Prismatic Evolutions 151. I was also looking for Paldea Evolved because I didn't really get to open that set that much back then. So I was looking for those things. And I just wanted to take a quick peek and see, did they have that? And as I got close, the retail employee actually kind of acted like as if I was like running up to the cards or something. It was just like, "Excuse me, sir, like you can't come right here. You got to get in line. Like you got to wait, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, like I was like, I'm sorry. Like I was just trying to look to see if you guys had what I was, looking for." And she's like, "No, I'm sorry. Like we got to keep it clear until she's done. If you want, you can get in line, but you can't stay right here, basically." And the kind of vibe that I got was like, I was like, "Oh, something must have happened," because it felt very like if they were kind of protecting the restocking lady. And this makes sense too, because a lot of the stories that we've been hearing online have been really, really crazy. Like there have been certain incidents reported of people like stalking these restockers at Target, Walmart, things like that, just so that they can try to figure out the schedule when they restock so that they can try and get, first dibs on some of the most in-demand products. And after that quick little confrontation, I kind of felt like, oh, maybe that happened here. Like, because again, it kind of felt like they were kind of protecting the restock lady almost, and weren't even letting people get close to that section until she was done and until she was in the clear. Anyway, I was like, okay, cool. Like, do I just get in line, or like, how does this work? And she basically just said, give me your information, your phone number, your name, and then we will let you know when it's ready and when you can come and when it's your turn to actually look at the products and get anything if you choose to get anything. So that's what I did. I gave them my info, and then she immediately, again, kind of like pseudo hostile almost, was like, "Okay, you can go wait at the Starbucks in here if you want, or you can go shop around. We just asked," and her words specifically were, "We just ask that you guys don't stay here and hover around the area." So again, I was like, "Oh, something must have happened. Maybe, before when they tried doing this system, people were kind of in their space and weren't really, respecting that and stuff. And now they're not even letting you be in the area because most likely, there were incidents of people just not respecting that." So I basically just walked away, went to like the video game section to see if there was anything cool. And then I get my text message and it's like, "It's your turn. You can come and get something now." So I go and I walk over, and when I originally got there and when I gave them my info and stuff, no one was there, like no other people interested in the cards at that time. But when I got there after it was my turn and I got that text message, there was like 9 or 10 guys now. A couple of them were already checking out. A couple of them were actively looking at what was on the shelves, and then the rest of them were all in line. And I get there, she basically tells me like, "You can stand right here. I'll let you know when it's your turn to go look." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm just on my phone, not really paying attention. A couple of those guys in line were for sure scalpers, because as soon as they got close enough where they could actually see what they just restocked, they immediately were like, "No, not interested," and they walked away, because there was no Prismatic Evolutions, there was no 151. It was mostly older Scarlet Violet stuff. The lady, when these guys leave, I hear the employees say, "Okay, you can go now." And she was looking in my direction. I wasn't looking at her, but I could, kind of see in peripheral vision and all that. And so I take a couple steps forward to go. And then she immediately kind of like freaks out, and she's like, Sir, you have to wait until I say it's okay to go. Like, we need to do this, in like an orderly fashion or whatever." And I'm immediately like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to overstep. I heard you say you can go. And she's like, I wasn't speaking to you. And so I was like, okay, like there's no one else, in this vicinity. No one else went ahead of me or anything like that. I thought maybe she was talking like on her earpiece or something, but I was like, okay, sorry, no problem. A couple of seconds go by. A couple of the people that were looking, they get what they're going to get. They go to the cashier. And then she's like, okay, now you can go. And the whole time I'm kind of like annoyed because I just sense this like hostility from her the whole time, and like kind of like talking to me like as if I'm already doing something wrong. So that was kind of annoying. But then on the other hand, I was kind of like, I kind of felt bad because I was like, clearly some stuff has been going on here where they have to do this in the first place. And now they're just super paranoid of anyone who's going to be buying Pokemon cards, most likely because of what other people did when they were buying Pokemon cards. So anyway, I just quickly look at the section. There's like another guy, he looked like a dad just looking too. He picked up like a couple of blister packs and I think a couple of sleeves, and that was it. Clearly not a scalper, just someone who's, probably opening for himself or for his kid or something like that. And then I see that they had the Paldea Evolved booster bundles, which I haven't seen in store in quite some time. So I immediately grabbed one and I was good. I was like, this is all I want. So I went to the cashier aisle. I said thank you to the lady that told me to get there in the first place. Whatever, I get to the cashier aisle, I'm paying. And then that woman that was telling me all these things, that employee, she's now talking to the cashier. And she's like, wow, it wasn't as bad as it was last time. And then the cashier's like, oh my God, I know. And then they kind of just laughed it off or whatever. And then that got me thinking too, like, oh, okay, now it's like for sure. They clearly had something happen previously where people were probably being violent. People were probably being, just like kind of crazy, maybe yelling and stuff like that. And that's why they had to implement this whole like line system, and why they were so paranoid to even the littlest things like me just trying to take a quick peek and stuff like that. And it kind of got me thinking on my way home, like, damn, this whole situation with Pokemon cards, right? Scalping, people, desperately trying to find cards, even if they're just collectors now at this point. This whole situation has basically created an environment now where at these retail stores, now the employees are kind of like paranoid to serve the customers looking for these products because they know how they can act. And it's kind of sad too, because at the end of the day, this is just Pokemon cards. Like, it's just shiny cardboard essentially. But it has people acting so crazy because of how much money is involved, how much, FOMO, just like fear of missing out on the latest things and stuff like that. And it has people acting completely crazy to the point now where retail stores and like retail employees just don't want to deal with us anymore. And it sucks because people who don't act like that, like myself, are now subject to that kind of treatment and that kind of like initial impression just because you happen to also be buying Pokemon cards. And I know a lot of people are going to try to just blame scalpers and say, oh, they're the ones at fault here. But I honestly think it's not just scalpers anymore. I think it's also the people that open for fun, that are just, collectors. Maybe they even play the actual TCG. I think it's them too, because I've been seeing these videos of people pop up where like they're confronting scalpers like at a Pokemon vending machine or something, and they're just causing like essentially an uproar. They're recording them, they're yelling at them, they're insulting them, they're kind of causing disruption in the store and stuff. Some of them even kind of getting in their face and all that, like getting physical with them even at some points. So it's even getting to the point now where these normal collectors are also starting to kind of disrupt the scene and cause, just basically like a scene in the actual store itself.
Yeah, we grabbed all of them. We grabbed all of them.
Did you just take all the prismatic? Dude, I knew you were gonna do that. You're sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, it should be a little here.
Sad. You're fucked up.
He grabbed all the
No,
ones.
see, I'm gonna cuss him out because I knew he was gonna do this.
Talking to him, so he's ordering for him. That ain't
Embarrassing behavior. Get a job. Get a job. Nah, you're fucked up. Y'all are messed up. We wanted one box.
Yeah, we wanted two
Like,
boxes, and
seriously?
he fucking grabbed all of them.
Get a life, bro.
He's
Embarrassing. Now we get to sit here and watch him take every single box out. Good for you.
And it just sucks because, again, at the end of the day, if you're someone like me, if you're just, who I imagine are probably like the majority of people looking for Pokemon cards, just completely normal people who just want to get one or two products and that's it. If you're that, now you're just going to be treated like some of these crazies that can't really, just like keep quiet, that can't really like control themselves or anything like that. And it just kind of sucks. These retail stores are definitely acting different now when it comes to Pokemon cards and like the protocols in regards to selling them and like, you know, doing things like limit, you know, 2 items per person, doing the whole target like my line thing and all that. And all of it is just because all of these people can't act right. And again, it's not just scalpers now, it's also the collectors. It's also the people that are causing disruption in the store by recording people and yelling at them and like trying to shame them publicly while normal people are just trying to shop and go about their day and stuff. They're part of the problem too now. They're causing kind of a disruption and kind of, you know, they're making it so that now this whole thing is kind of being treated as like this thing can get hostile very quick. So we have to have these protocols set in place now because you never know. I don't know, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that the first time I find Pokemon cards in months, and it kind of felt like I was being treated like as if I was about to do something, you know, criminally. And it's just kind of crazy. But I mean, that's kind of where the community is right now. That's kind of what the shortage has brought out of a lot of people, unfortunately. Also, for anyone that was interested in knowing what I pulled from that single Paldea Evolve booster bundle, I actually got my personal chase card, the Tyranitar. It's kind of crazy because I was literally thinking about it, I should say, right before I opened it, being like, man, if I could pull one card out of here, there's a lot of good ones, of course, the Magikarp, the Iono, the Chi-Yu, the Chien-Pao, but the Tyranitar is my personal favorite, and I actually pulled it somehow, so that was really cool. Definitely worth the, what was it, like $25, $30 purchase for this card. But yeah, that's what I ended up pulling. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Have you guys had a similar experience? Have you been seeing some of these videos that I'm mentioning? Very interested in hearing what you guys have to say about all this. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.